Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Well, hello, my people. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing great. Yeah. Over here I'm pretty chill. I don't know, there's a little heaviness to this evening. I don't know why. Um, hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna have to explore that, but I mean, I kind of have an idea. But anyway, how are y'all doing? Um, I want to say something. Last time I forgot to translate, um, my little pre-intro when I said "Makak baka monte pi zakasia des fois." That was a proverb or an expression in Creole from Guadeloupe um, that literally translates to the monkey does not climb the acacia tree twice. And so, I mean, I'm sure you understand why the monkey doesn't feel the need to climb it twice because really once is enough. I love how in a short sentence, um, so much is being conveyed, right? Um, like just a, it can be taken as a life lesson, right? Some things you only need to learn once, but it can also be understood as a threat, right? Um, in the last episode, I had recorded something and then I think I deleted it. Um, so I don't believe it's in the last episode, and really I don't want to go back. But forgive me if I'm repeating myself. But I I actually used that proverb in in one of my poems, and and I was using it as a threat, right? It's like, okay, you're messing with me, but um, you're not gonna do it twice because of the consequences, right? Um, because you're gonna be the monkey in this situation, and you're climbing up the acacia tree that I am. You're not gonna climb it twice. That's so I love the versatility of that proverb and the image really like it conjures up an image in your mind that you just can't um like you just have to understand it. You just have to take it in. And I love that. Anyway, y'all, let me give y'all some update. Um right now I am working on a project. Like I'm actually having a meeting next Tuesday. Um and really okay, I'm going to give you just a little bit of information. It's a professional thing. So I'm not going to give like all the details, but it's um it's about well-being, specifically for trans people. And what I love with that kind of stuff is I love how I always go back to research. Like even when you know things, I think it's always great to go ahead and dive maybe a little deeper into your topic, study it a little bit more. Um, like that's really what I miss about higher education. Um, I remember when I was writing my master's thesis, I just loved like diving into books. I actually traveled twice to London to go consult, like to go read specific books at their what which library? Like the British Library, yes. Um, and sometimes you find something that contradicts something you thought you knew, and like it either blows your mind or it takes you on another, you know, research path where you just have to be open, and I love that. For this specific project, though, it's about not just knowing the topic, but it's about putting it together in the best way possible for this specific um, request or this specific crowd or this specific context, right? This specific amount of time. So you got to make it efficient, and and I always like to, you know, just in case, see if there are updates in the information that I have. So yeah, I am reading some studies. I am also um, diving back into not back because I never left them, but just into my books um, and my herbalism. So yeah, that is always fun. And I think I already said that the last time, but you know what? I'm saying it again because yes, baby, I do appreciate um, talking about the stuff that's more uplifting. And I'm gonna actually do that here too. I'm gonna do that. I know I'll dedicate an episode um, soon. I'm not making any promises. Soon. Okay, but first though, can you make me a promise? Come on. Come on. It's not much. All I'm asking is that you like this episode and that maybe, you know, you consider leaving a review, like a 5-star review, because you know those stars are very important, you know, algorithms and things. And you know what? While you're at it, come on now, share this podcast. Share this episode, like send it to a friend. And if you don't like it, like share it to, you know, send it to an enemy. I'm fine with that too, you know? And, you know, if you're done with the free thing, or if you just don't want to do it, but I don't know, like you have a lot of money in your pocket and you're like, hey, I need to share this money. Well, you can send it my way. You know, you go to ftnpod.com and, you know, look at the donate button at the top, or is it that's Patreon? I mean, one of the two, right? And well, you can donate any amount you want, right? There's no limit. It's fine. It's up to you. And if you want though, you can donate monthly with Patreon, and that starts at $2 a month. Just $2, baby. And then yeah, you get some, you know, plus I need to share a little more over there though. I need to do some stuff that's really special. Just to make sure that, you know, it's not just for the support. Because I mean really, let me let me be honest for a second. Um I mean it's really for the support. But I am definitely doing the things that you know, that I say I will do. So if I'm getting some love over there, you know, I'm just saying. But anyway, I don't want to be like begging and stuff. Although I am begging, like just $2, baby. Uh, yeah. Well, thank you. And again, like do the free thing, because I understand like money's tight, but the free thing It's free, baby. It's free. Thank you. I gotta be super honest with y'all. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? That's why I have a podcast. Like, the news cycle has been quite upsetting to me. And maybe not in the way that you would think. I've been quite upset at the way the way the news cycle works, and the way the information is delivered, is the angles, the like everything really about like the topic they choose to talk about, and the way the topic they choose, the information about the topic that they use that they choose to share, and also the angle, like all of it is wrong, all of it is upsetting, and it feels really violent, and it's really been like that for me maybe for 2 years, like for maybe a little more. But yeah, I mean for the past 2, maybe 2 to 3 years, it's been particularly unbearable to me. And unfortunately, I live with a person who is addicted to the news. Like, it's for lunch and dinner, literally, like during the meal, lunch and dinner, every single day. So every single day, twice a day. And it's to the point where it's like, okay, I'm sometimes I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna put my headphones on. Or I'll be like, you know what? You watch the news while I'm cooking. Like, I'm not gonna finish before because I need my peace, right? I'd rather be like in the kitchen while you listen to that stuff, because it's a lot. And I realized that it's because and I'm going to speak specifically about the French here, but really it's some bourgeois people, right? The like bourgeois, straight up bourgeois, or boho type of bourgeois, um, that that went to these expensive schools, and are steeped in whiteness, and whiteness as in the political concept. But it's white people, but steeped in the culture of whiteness and white supremacy, and with absolutely no self-awareness, absolutely no understanding. I mean, even though they have these degrees where they are supposed to be professionals of not only communication but also researching topics, and they seem unable to go beyond their own experience, like their own personal experience within whiteness. And other there is no other possible narrative, there is no other perspective, only whiteness. And at some point it feels violent. It's like this huge, everyday, twice a day campaign of gaslighting, of telling people, no, what you experience is not true, or no, reality is insert whatever white supremacist talking point here. And even though they, like, these people think that they're open, they think that they think that they're right, and they think that they're good, most of all, that they're good. And they don't realize that they are harmful, right? They don't realize that they are only spreading sometimes misinformation, sometimes skewed information, partial and skewed, and sometimes straight up violence, right? And that's not just in the words, because people like to stay on the surface and be like, well, they did not say a bad word, they did not say a racist word, etc. But sometimes it's in the choice, right? Should I give you an example? Well, to take an example from what's going on right now, one way of doing that would be take a conflict and pick one side and talk about their personality, right? Talk about how they suffer. Give them a face, give them a voice. Actually, give them multiple voices. From that side that you have chosen, you will interview people, and you will interview them with their kids playing in the background. You will humanize every single aspect of their lives. And then, and you will also use a specific type of vocabulary to, to help the public empathize with that side of the conflict. And then, because you still have to talk about the other side, for that side, you do not interview people. You only show chaos. You only show screams, raw emotion, anger. And these people, you don't pick people who you will interview, and who will be able to show you their kids and let you know about their stories, right? You will not give them the opportunity to be human. That is reserved to that first side that we talked about. This one, you only want to show in chaos and violence, because that now characterizes them. See, that's some way of doing it. They do not get to have names. They do not get to have a past. They do not get to have a history. They only get to be who they are right now, in that raw moment of pain, anger, raw, unfiltered, violent emotion. That's all they get to be. And then you do that over and over, all day, every day, until people, like, you actually get complaints. And even after that, you only maybe allow just one person, like, for 30 seconds, but you have to sandwich that with even more efforts to humanize the first group that you chose the first time, the first side that you chose originally. Like, you're gonna have to do even more of that, of the humanizing, and you can only talk about the others sandwiched between two sessions of humanizing this first side that you chose. And that is very hard to just sit down and gobble up. um, it's, yeah, it's violent. It's violent. I'm not even exaggerating. It's hurtful because it's insulting. It's insulting our intelligence, right? But it's also telling us who matters and who doesn't. And that's scary. I mean, we know. I mean, I'm a black person. I'm a black trans woman. I know that I am not. When you talk about valuable woman, I'm not the image that people have in mind. I know exactly what. I know exactly where I stand on the hierarchy. You know, on the ladder. I know exactly is who comes to mind when people say quality woman. I know exactly. So I understand how the media will talk about certain people, but still to see all these mechanisms in such an obvious, such a it's just out there in the open, barely barely masked, barely disguised. It's out there and it's unbearable. The thing that really got me messed up though these past 2 weeks is simply understanding how much things have not changed, how empires are still out there colonizing just differently, right? Under a different name or using different methods. No, not really actually. It's really the same methods. It's just a different communication about it. Because now empires have decided, or not decided, empires have realized that the people within the empire have evolved a little bit, right? Not like let's just say collectively, the people within the empire have evolved a little bit, but mostly they cannot deal with the cognitive dissonance, and they don't want to. They think of themselves as good people, and they don't want to be faced with the reality that in order to maintain their way of life, there is some exploitation that needs to happen, you know, and some of that exploitation needs to happen within the empire, but the most vile and disgusting form of exploitation happens outside of the empire, and people don't want to hear about it. So the empire has developed campaigns, has good PR methods in order to cleanse its image within, right? So its own population will not see it as monstrous, but outside, it's still the same hunt for resources. It's still the same violence, and they don't necessarily commit the violence themselves. They may simply, quote unquote, support the right candidate who will gladly perform the violence. in the name of the empire. That is that is so messed up. And it's painful to realize, and myself living inside an empire where I feel like I'm fighting for things to be better, and I realize that it's not even it's that I'm I'm barely scratching the surface. And I understand that it's not about me. Um, so I understand that I'm not going to be the person who will do everything, who will make everything right. Um, um, like I have to decenter myself. But even if I am aware of that, I still want to play my part, right, in reducing harm, like at my level, reducing harm. And it's very complicated to do from within an empire. And so I'm starting to better understand some things I've heard before, like some people um, having like really radical positions, and I'm like, you're sounding a little crazy. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, I understand. I may not necessarily agree. Um, Maybe I will agree in the future. I don't know. But right now, I may not necessarily agree, but okay, I understand where the ideas were coming from, right? Um, Another thing I understand better is Audre Lorde saying that the master's tool will never dismantle the master's house. And yeah, from within the empire, with my phone right now, I'm recording this on my phone. I'm not gonna break the empire because I need that coltan, for my phone. I need that cobalt for my phone to work. Or at least, well, someone, the person who made the phone, um, needed it, and I need the phone. So indirectly, do I not need the phone? So, yeah, it's super tough, and coming to that realization is hard. It's hard, but hey, um, yeah, I'm not gonna stay too long, and I did not give like super I did not get super direct, but really what I wanted you to get was my thought process, and maybe question, a couple things yourself. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Yeah. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. Um, Again, share, leave a review, um, send some comments, send me some emails. I love getting messages, and except the ones where you're like, hey, can we talk? Like, yeah, like you cute. Like these ones? It's cool. Thank you. I'll take a compliment. I like a compliment, but I am not getting into that. Not okay. So anyway, send me your comments. I love to hear your thoughts about today's episode, and yeah, be good out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.